Hello, passionate Celtic supporters. Welcome back to Celtic Central News, where we dive deep into everything happening at the club. The energy from our fans has been incredible, and it never ceases to amaze me how devoted this community is. Whether you've been cheering since the days of Jock Stein or you've only recently joined the Celtic family, the passion never wavers. And while the support has been unwavering, the last few weeks have been challenging for everyone connected to the club. Another home defeat has left a bitter taste. 3-0 to Roma, and it's left the squad, management and supporters scratching their heads, trying to make sense of where things are going. There's no denying that Wilfried Nancy has a mountain to climb here. Coming from a background in the MLS and being relatively new to Scottish football, it's understandable that there's a period of adjustment. Yet what's fascinating is the way some fans have responded, with a mix of skepticism and outright dismissal. There's a tendency to question his knowledge of the club, to scrutinize his methods, and to compare him to previous managers with decades of experience at Celtic. But what's easy to forget is that this isn't a simple transition. Nancy is dealing with a squad that has struggled with consistency for quite some time. There's disorder, there's lack of cohesion, and he's expected to stitch it all together in a very short period. The critics are loud, sure, but the real test is on the pitch. And at the moment, that's where the story lies. The players themselves are at the center of this debate. Watching them in the home defeat to Roma, it was evident that the first half was a disaster in terms of effort and focus. The lack of intensity, the hesitation on the ball, and the repeated errors left the fans frustrated and questioning the commitment of the squad. This isn't about tactics alone. It's about drive, about wanting to impose yourself on a game, to fight for every ball, to make every pass count. There were moments where players seemed disconnected, failing to track back, getting brushed off the ball, or just standing still when they should have been moving, pressing, or creating space. It was as if the energy that should have come naturally in the opening whistle was absent, and the consequences were clear on the scoreboard. Take, for instance, some of the younger additions to the squad, players like Benjamin Negron and Sebastian Tanetti have shown glimpses of talent, but the consistency just isn't there. There's a worry that some have become comfortable taking game time for granted and not pushing themselves or their teammates to elevate their performance. When a player isn't fully committed physically or mentally, it affects the entire team. The Roma match highlighted this starkly, with the visitors able to dominate in duels, win challenges, and exploit gaps created by a lack of intensity. Every missed tackle, every slow reaction, every weak challenge contributed to a sense that the team wasn't fully present, and that's a bitter pill for any Celtic supporter to swallow. Yet, it's not all doom and gloom. The second half showed some sparks of hope, particularly with players who were introduced off the bench. The energy they brought, the willingness to press, to run, and to take responsibility on the ball made a noticeable difference. When players like Bernardo and Iheanacho stepped onto the field, there was a shift in tempo and commitment. Bernardo's ability to carry the ball forward, distribute it efficiently, and hold his ground in challenges allowed the team to breathe and provided options for teammates like Callum McGregor. Iheanacho's constant movement and pressure forced Roma defenders to adjust, creating openings and opportunities that simply weren't there in the first 45 minutes. These moments are crucial because they show what's possible when players combine skill with effort, when they understand that football at Celtic isn't just about talent, it's about heart, commitment, and understanding your role within the team. The coaching staff, led by Nancy, faces a delicate balance. There's the need to instill confidence while simultaneously demanding accountability. Decisions like substituting underperforming players at halftime send a clear message that effort and focus are non-negotiable. It's a reminder that regardless of a player's history or potential, the performance on the pitch dictates their place in the squad. At the same time, integrating new signings, navigating injuries, and preparing for the congested fixture list adds layers of complexity. The next few weeks will be telling, not just in terms of results, but in how the squad responds collectively. The fans want to see a team that fights, that respects the jersey, that embodies the spirit of Celtic. And right now, the challenge is to bring all of that together consistently. It's evident that the summer transfer window left some gaps and a sense of imbalance. While a few players have impressed, others have struggled to adapt to the physicality and pace of Scottish football. When you look at the squad as a whole, questions emerge about depth, readiness, and attitude. Players who might have shown promise in isolated moments now need to prove they can contribute week in, week out. This isn't just about one game against Roma. It's about establishing standards that ensure every member of the squad understands their responsibility to the team and to the supporters who invest so much emotion into every match. The upcoming cup final and league fixtures will be crucial in shaping the narrative, testing both Nancy's tactical nous and the squad's willingness to rise to the occasion. The effort shown in the first half of the Roma match highlights one of the biggest challenges Celtic faces: consistency. While talent is important, without consistent application and fight, even the most skilled players can falter. Watching players get easily bypassed, beaten in duels, or failing to press opponents reveals vulnerabilities that need immediate attention. It's not just a question of strategy, it's a question of mentality. Fans are asking the hard questions, wondering if certain individuals are fully committed and whether the team has the resilience required to compete at the highest level, both domestically and in Europe. The second half offered glimpses of hope, but it also served as a reminder that the margin for error is slim and that every player must understand their role and execute it with precision and heart. What's becoming clear is that Nancy's role isn't just about tactics, it's about culture, effort, and rebuilding confidence in a squad that has shown flashes of brilliance but too often falls short due to inconsistency or lack of intensity. The next period of games will test his ability to inspire the players to commit fully, to raise standards, and to demonstrate that Celtic football is about more than just individual talent. It's about a collective, determined, and resilient team. Whether it's securing victories in the league, performing in cup competitions, or addressing weaknesses from recent performances, the focus must remain on demanding maximum effort, instilling belief, and ensuring that every player knows their contribution is vital for the club's success. As we look ahead to the fixtures coming up, there's a sense of urgency creeping into the Celtic camp. The cup final against Dundee United looms large, and there's no room for errors or half-hearted displays. Every player needs to step up to show that the defeats and sloppy performances of recent weeks are behind them. It's not just about skill, it's about commitment, determination, and an understanding that at Celtic, every game is a battle. Fans expect players to fight for every ball, to track back, to press, and to show that Celtic pride runs deep in their veins. The Roma match might have been a harsh reminder of what happens when focus wavers, but it also provides a blueprint for what needs to change if this team is to find consistency and success under Wilfried Nancy. One of the key talking points has been the attitude and application of certain individuals on the pitch. It's no secret that players like Benjamin Negron and Sebastian Tanetti have struggled to find rhythm, and their lack of intensity has drawn criticism from supporters and pundits alike. But it's not just about the newcomers. Even experienced players are being scrutinized for their commitment during games. When effort is lacking, the team suffers collectively. Weak challenges, poor positioning, and missed opportunities all contribute to a sense of frustration that reverberates through the squad and out to the stands. Celtic has always prided itself on a strong work ethic, a willingness to press, and an ability to dominate games both physically and tactically. At the moment, it feels like that identity is in need of rediscovery. The second half against Roma offered glimpses of hope as players who were introduced showed what's possible when effort meets skill. Bernardo, in particular, impressed with his physicality, his ability to hold the ball under pressure, and his willingness to drive the team forward. Iannato's constant movement and pressing forced Roma defenders into mistakes and created openings that simply weren't available in the first half. These contributions are vital, not just for winning games, but for raising the standards within the squad. When players see what's possible with effort and determination, it sets a precedent and challenges others to match it. Nancy's task is to ensure that these moments are not isolated, but become a regular feature in every match, instilling a culture of accountability and commitment across the team. There's also the tactical side to consider. Nancy is trying to instill his philosophy, but adapting to a new system is always challenging, particularly in Scottish football, where the pace is relentless and the physical demands are high. The first half of the Roma game revealed vulnerabilities in pressing, positioning, and transitional play that need immediate attention. Players were too often caught out, beaten to the ball, or unable to assert themselves physically. The response in the second half, with renewed energy and sharper decision-making, demonstrates that there is potential to correct these issues. The question now is whether that level of intensity can be maintained consistently over 90 minutes and across multiple fixtures. Looking forward to the league games, the schedule presents both challenges and opportunities. Aberdeen at home, Livingston away, Motherwell away, and Rangers at home will all test the squad in different ways. Each game demands full commitment, tactical awareness, and an understanding that every match is a test of character as much as skill. The cup final is an immediate priority, a chance for the squad to show that they can rise to big occasions and demonstrate the quality that exists within the team. For Nancy, it's an opportunity to assess the squad, to identify who is ready to perform under pressure, and to make strategic decisions that could have long-term implications for the team's development. In terms of squad depth, there's a clear need to evaluate which players are up to the demands of Scottish football. Physicality, stamina, and willingness to work for the team are non-negotiable, and those who fail to meet these standards may find themselves on the periphery. The summer transfer window brought in several new faces, but not all of them have adapted as hoped. Some players have shown glimpses of promise, but have not consistently delivered, while others have struggled with the pace and intensity of matches. The upcoming games will be critical for identifying who can contribute meaningfully and who may not be suited to the rigors of the league. Effort remains the defining factor. Celtic has historically been a club that demands full commitment from every player, from the first whistle to the last. The Roma match served as a stark reminder of what happens when effort is lacking. Defensive lapses, easy goals conceded, and a sense of helplessness across the pitch. The second half offered hope, but it also reinforced that standards must be maintained consistently. Players like Bernardo and Iheanacho provide examples of what's possible, demonstrating that when skill is combined with hard work, the team can create chances, control possession, and challenge opponents effectively. It's up to the rest of the squad to match that intensity and make it the norm rather than the exception. Nancy's leadership will be under scrutiny, and rightly so. His ability to motivate, to instill a winning mentality, and to create cohesion among a diverse squad will determine the trajectory of Celtic in the coming months. Decisions around team selection, substitutions, and tactical adjustments will all be closely analysed, but the ultimate test lies with the players themselves. If they respond positively, raise their standards, and commit fully to the collective cause, there's every reason to believe that Celtic can regain momentum and challenge successfully across competitions. Conversely, if effort continues to wane, even the best tactics will struggle to compensate for a lack of intensity and focus on the pitch. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Whispers in Glaswegian corridors are growing louder this week as Celtic appear to have pulled off a last-minute swoop that has the Hoops faithful buzzing. Calvin Ramsay, the young Scottish fullback who has been catching eyes north and south of the border, is reportedly set to join the boys on what sources are calling a lightning-fast loan move. While neither club has issued a formal statement, insiders suggest the deal is done, and fans are already speculating on how the 20-year-old could slot straight into Ange Postecoglou's plans. Ramsay, who has made waves with his blistering pace and attacking instincts, seems like a perfect fit for Celtic's style, and supporters are eager to see how he could influence proceedings on the pitch. Rumours hint that the move was almost surgical in its timing, executed under the radar with such precision that even rival clubs barely had time to react. There's chatter that the young defender was keen on getting more regular first-team action, and Celtic, always alert to potential bargains and Scottish talent, jumped at the chance. Among the Glaswegian faithful, the excitement is tangible. Twitter feeds and fan forums are alight with speculation on Ramsay's role. Will he start immediately? Will he be deployed as a marauding right-back, or could Postecoglou experiment with him in a more advanced role? One thing is certain, expectations are high and supporters are desperate to see flashes of the player who impressed so many during his early professional outings. Meanwhile, the air around Celtic Park is thick with anticipation. Rumours suggest that this isn't just a short-term fix, but a move that could influence the squad dynamics for the remainder of the season. Conversations in local pubs and sports bars are dominated by Ramsay's potential impact, with older heads recalling the days when young Scots would quietly make their way into the Premiership ranks, often unnoticed until it was too late for rivals to intervene. Whether this loan will turn into a permanent deal remains to be seen, but for now, Celtic supporters are enjoying the thrill of the unexpected. Calvin Ramsay, in all his youthful energy, is the talk of the town, and the buzz is unlikely to die down anytime soon. If the rumours hold water, the boys might just have pulled off a coup that will be dissected and debated for weeks, if not months. Hello, fan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.